Well, we are so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Elizabeth Sobel-Blum. I'm from the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. And today we are hosting the fourth event of a national book tour on this book, What Matters, Investing in Results. Does everyone has a copy? And the purpose of this book, I highly recommend you read it, even if you don't read it from page to page at one sitting. The whole point of it is to get a sense of what people, the community leaders are doing around the country to make sure that we're orienting our financing, funding, and programs towards results, towards outcomes, not outputs, but outcomes, the results that our mission says that each of our missions say that we want to achieve. And so I want to say a big thank you to Paul Quinn College, the Nonprofit Finance Fund, and San Francisco Fed, who made this all possible. The Nonprofit Finance Fund and San Francisco Fed put this book together. And so they're going to be talking, this event is very much patterned after the events that were already had in Washington, D.C., New York City, and San Francisco. We're also going to be having the event, the same book tour, in other cities, including Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Boston, and Los Angeles. Thank you. And so the reason I asked the San Francisco Fed Nonprofit Finance Fund if we could have the event here in Dallas is because clearly there's a need we have a sense of urgency to make sure that we're changing this conversation and we're part of this national conversation and movement and campaign to be involved in shifting our thinking from investing in outputs to investing in outcomes. So we're focusing on outcomes today and talking about business models that focus on outcomes. So outcomes are a measure of success, not simply outputs. So, and also I highly encourage you to stay after this event to the Places of Power event that's here, hosted by Paul Quinn College. They're going to be a phenomenal speakers speaking, and that will be from 3 to 5 p.m. I also just want to give a special shout out to Roy Lopez, to David Erickson, Ian Galloway, Marianne Hall, Molly Hubbard-Doyle from the Dallas and San Francisco Feds for making this happen. Also, thank you to Anthony Bud-Levine, Valerie Bartlett, Jen Tlansky, and Janet Gensler. You guys are awesome, and I love working with you, and I hope to be able to continue working together. And from Paul Quinn College, so of course, President Sorrell, Chris Dowdy, Shana Stoneham, Dennis Coleman. I love working with you, and I hope there will continue to be lots of opportunities to work together. And also thank you to Representative Eric Johnson for being here today. I really appreciate you being here. So people usually ask us, why does the Fed care about this topic? And when I see this, I mean community development, economic development, and workforce development. And the answer we give is, in general, so the Fed's responsibility is to make sure that we keep employment as high as possible, so unemployment as low as possible, inflation as low as possible, and our economy as stable as possible. Well, we're part of, David, Ian, Roy, Molly, Marianne, and I are all part of the community development function. And the community development function of the Federal Reserve, which is part of it, that covers the entire United States and the U.S. territories, is to make sure that we're promoting community development, economic development, and workforce development. So what does that mean? It means our responsibility is to help people get out of poverty, stay out of poverty, and then live their lives to the fullest potential, especially low and moderate income communities and underserved communities. So our conversation today fits very much in that space. The whole idea is, how do we make sure that everybody can live to their life's fullest potential regardless of which zip code they were born in. So we have an action-packed, full, rich group of conversations that are planned for today. And thank you very much for joining us. Please just keep on asking yourselves through this event, how can you, your organization, orient your programs, your funding, your financing towards outcomes? And for those of you who do use social media, if you use the hashtag #InvestInResults, please post this conversation today as well as in the future to social media. So please use hashtag #InvestInResults for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And without further ado, I'd like to please give a very warm welcome to President Michael Sorrell, the President of Paul Quinn College.